Hey Virgo, Everlong Mystic here. Today we're getting a Gremlin Bell reading, and we're just going to look at what your gremlin is, and then we're going to look at parts of the bell, and we're just going to see what, like what strengthens your bell, how the gremlin gets in, your connection to the bell, and how the gremlin gets out of the bell or away from you. All right. Now the gremlin bell is gremlin bell. I think so. Present day, it's like a bell that is kind of like a superstition where it's just people hanging off their motorcycle to trap road gremlins so that they don't cause any issues or failures with the bike. All right, so gremlin. If we have a gremlin bell, we need a gremlin, right? So the gremlin gets trapped inside the bell, right? And it's the ringing of the bell that releases the gremlin. So I'm going to use my gremlin playing cards, and we're going to see what your gremlin is, Virgo. All right. What is Virgo's gremlin for their gremlin bell? Gremlin for Virgo. Wow, my, Virgo. So this gremlin is exposure. Look at this. So your gremlin this is exposure. Man, okay, I know what this is. Dang. So your gremlin, okay, so he's exposing himself here, right? But it's also nine of wands, which is kind of like that, it's like if I combine nine of wands with just exposure, it's like you being put through the ringer at a vulnerable time. Like you exposed a vulnerability, and you were either completely taken advantage of, or you were totally duped, or you were stabbed in the back, or you know what I mean, like something awful happened. It's like something awful happening when you gather enough courage to expose a part of you, and it doesn't work out right, you know what I mean? And so here's the clarifier for the gremlin. So we have the Knight of Wands. It's like I'm just feeling like this Knight of Wands is like going too far. Like somebody went too far with something when you were in a vulnerable place. So really this gremlin here for you, Virgo, is it's it's kind of like fear of ever being vulnerable again. And I can like totally identify with this myself, but man, okay. So, Virgo, let's look at your bell, because your bell is what protects you from this crappy little gremlin right here. So your bell protects you from the gremlins, right? It traps them, gets them out of there. So this placement right here, Virgo, is what strengthens your bell, okay? So what fortifies or strengthens your bell? All right, so we have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups here. And I'm just really loving the depiction of the wateriness here. It's like the water isn't at the bottom, right? It's like the water is like the background. It's like a constant background. And I mean, you still have you have a mysterious moon, which is, like the moon card or like the high priestess. And you've got this crab. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's something about it's like the water in the background is basically saying that, Virgo, when you have to be connected to your emotions. You can't be cold, right? You can't be, it's like, this is Queen of Cups, it's not Queen of Swords. You know what I mean? And it's not Queen of Pentacles either, you know? It's like Virgo, it's like I feel like if you were if you had a go-to for your queen, it would be Queen of Swords or Queen of Pentacles just because that's familiar territory for you. I want to say that the Queen of Cups is probably the least familiar, and it's like when you can get out of your comfort zone when it comes to your emotions, that just totally fortifies the spell. And it's weird. It's like, well, it's not weird, but your gremlin is about getting like being hurt by being out of your comfort zone. And it's like, but the only way to strengthen your bell to prevent this from happening again, or not again, but like to prevent it from being a gremlin for you, is for you to kind of get out of your comfort zone and get in tune with those emotions. It's it's a challenge. It's a challenge. All right. So this right here, this is the gap. So that's how the gremlin kind of gets in, and that's how the gremlin comes to be is when there's a gap, like when there's something you can't explain. Like even in World War II, when the pilots like they would blame a gremlin for unexplainable events that happened on the aircraft, like weird electrical or mechanical failures. Like, oh, it's a gremlin, and it's like that web or like that gap. It's like the duck's feet, the duck's feet. Like there's this web that fills in the gap, right? And even that gene that's responsible for the webbing in the feet, it's called the gremlin gene. It's like the gremlin fills in the gap of I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. Anyways, this is your gap right here. All right. So your gap is the 4 of swords, Virgo. Your gap is the 4 of swords. And honestly, this bird does not look like he's sleeping. This bird looks dead. It's like this is putting something to rest. How is that a gap though? I just need to like focus for a second here. Oh, duh. Okay, I'm sorry. So like 4 of swords. This happens after the 3 of swords, right? So the 3 of swords, we know what that is. And that feeling is the feeling of the 3 of swords is present with this right here. Like like if someone goes too far and they take a sword and they get your heart, right? If they get your heart and they really hurt you at a time when you're vulnerable, it's like you're like, man, I'm done with that. This is like being done. You're like, nope, not doing that again. Never, ever, ever. Never gonna expose that part of me again. Y'all can just piss off. Or, you know what I mean? It's like this, like a final ending. Like, nope, never, I'm never unbuttoning my coat again. You know? That's how the gremlin gets in. That's how the gremlin gets in. Okay. So, Virgo, this here is your connection to the bell. And for most of the signs, I want to say all of the signs, well, most of them, this is kind of like a spiritual connection. So how your connection to the bell. Oh shit. You got the devil. Virgo. The darkness. It's the darkness that connects you to your bell. That's actually really badass. So this devil energy, it's actually very interesting because you see here, it's like you've got this crow. I've actually never seen this devil card in this deck before, so it's there is like a certain fixation, obviously in this card because you've got like the horns, and it's like a little Taurus, it's a little Aries, and it's like letting I don't know, is this like letting your anger get the best of you? I don't know. but there's like a weird, it's like, but it's your connection to the bell though. It's almost like you're not able, Virgo, you're not able to tap into all of the wealth of information and wisdom that your darker side has for you unless you let yourself be vulnerable to being hurt. And that doesn't mean you're going to be hurt, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like an alchemy thing or if it's like a risk reward kind of thing, but I am like super intrigued with this. I really don't like seeing this bluebird being chained because bluebirds are like just that's happiness, Virgo. It's almost like when you let your happiness be chained, when you try to snuff out your own happiness, that's when this connection appears. It's like, okay, shadow work time, or okay, it's time to go deep and it's time to go dark, because only in that darkness can I find the answer that I'm looking for, or the help that I need, or the wisdom to get through the, or you know what I mean? That is really cool. Very cool. All right, so this is how you use that connection. So this is how you use this energy here. Oh, King of Swords, right on. So it's like that's actually kind of balanced, Virgo, because you have King of Swords here. And then what's cool is there's this Saturn symbol right up here, and that's like, it's like, Virgo, you use this energy to teach yourself a lesson. It's like you're being your own daddy or something. That's actually kind of cool. You're self-parenting. It's like like if it were me, I'd be like, I'm putting on my big girl pants. I'm gonna adult today, or whatever. But and also swords. It's like, how what I was saying about the queens. It's like if you're gonna pick a queen, you'd probably be more comfortable with Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. So that swords, that intellectual energy, that you're very good at because you analyze. You kind of tap into that, and it's like you take a less emotional approach to this energy, which is actually very healthy, because if you got too emotional with the darker things, you'd be afraid, or you'd avoid it, right? So it's like you take a very logical and systematic approach to fate, like to navigating the shadows, to find what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Very very cool. So you're also in the handful of signs that are super smart about their bell. Okay. So the last card, Virgo, we have here is the ringing of the bell. So the ringing of the bell is what just knocks that gremlin out, right? It's like, bye-bye. So let's see what knocks the gremlin out. Oh, cool. So we have Eight of Wands here. So it's speed. It's like how fast you act on it. It's how fast you act on it. The quicker you can identify this gremlin, the quicker you can identify like when this gremlin's going to come in, and it's going to be periods of time like this, right? Then and you connect to this energy using this energy here as well. It's like the quicker you do that, the quicker it's like it's very systematic. It's very Virgo. It's like, okay, it's like alert, intruder alert, or whatever, gremlin alert. It's like this is what I'm noticing. This is what I'm gonna do. I make a plan. You execute it. You extract the wisdom, and you move on. It's like very very clean, quick and clean, Virgo, in and out. All right, cool. So this is your Gremlin Bell message, Virgo, and I am doing bonus readings for this series. My criteria for bonus readings is I picked the icky cards that we don't like. well, some people don't like. So my criteria was the death, the devil, nine and ten of swords, and the three of swords. And you got devil right here. So Virgo, you're getting a bonus. So look at the bottom of your description box, and there will be a bonus message. I'll have the link at the very bottom of the description box. All right, cool. See you, Virgo.